So a composition of functions is a function that's inside of another function. I used an example before I started the video of my old tennis racket. We used to be made of aluminum and boron. It was a mix of two metals. Well, this is going to be a mix of two functions. If one function, the f function, was the big predator function, and it ate a g function, which in turn ate a 5, it would look like this. F of g of 5. So the f function ate the g function, which ate a 5. Imagine this scenario in the ocean. Little fish has just eaten a smaller little fish, and then gets eaten by an even bigger fish, which then gets eaten by a bigger fish, which then gets eaten by a bigger fish, that then gets eaten by a shark. I bet you honestly that has happened sometime today in the ocean, that a little thing ate something smaller than it, which then got eaten by a bigger thing, which then got eaten by a bigger thing, which got eaten by a shark at the end. You get what I'm saying? Like all on the same day. It's kind of like that. The g function ate the 5, but then it got eaten by the f function. All right, so let's actually do one and see if you know what I'm talking about here. Imagine the g of x function was to take your number and double it and then add 3. And let's imagine that the f function, its job was just to take whatever your x is and to take x and divide it by 4. So one thing at a time. If this looks too scary, then let's just do one thing. Make the g function eat a 5. Everybody, make the g function eat a 5. Go ahead, do that. Write the answer down. Once you got g is eating a 5, do you get then this g of 5 is just telling you I stuck 5 in. 2 times 5 plus 3. G of 5 is 13. Raise your hand if you had 13. Awesome. Then do you get that this part right here really is a 13 now? That's what it was. It's a 13. Because it ate a 5 and it ended up yielding a 13. Now we got to do f of 13. Here's the f function. You make him eat a 13. Raise your hand if you had 13/4 before I said it. Okay, cool. Yay, you got my example. Do you get that sometimes alligators, this is clearly an alligator, eat things, and in fact, sometimes somebody has died and the alligator eats the dead body of somebody, and it looks like the alligator killed and ate this person, but actually the person died for something else. Alligator just happens to come along, finds them, and goes, oh, that looks tasty, and eats them. They have found pieces, parts, and I know you may not know this, but this is actually true. There have been alligators that have been found with people inside of them because the alligator eat, not necessarily the whole person, but at least like parts of that person. They've also found alligators that have eaten license plates. They're not real smart. They've also found alligators that have eaten snakes. They have also found snakes that have eaten alligators. That's a new one. The snakes and the Everglades have gotten so big. These are pythons that got released because they were like somebody's pet. And they were like, I don't know what to do with him. He's so big now. But they're like, I'll set him free. And enough people did that. And now the Everglades are filled with giant pythons that didn't used to be there and have eaten so many things that now they're so big that they're like, what else do I eat? Ooh, I could eat alligators. The pythons are eating alligators now. It's true. All right, so anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is he's like the f function. And let's say he eats the g function. And let's say the g function was a little alligator which had eaten a 4. Then this would be called f of g of 4. that make sense to you? The G ate the 4, and then the F ate both of them. All right, so would you right now use these two functions? F of x is just going to be x squared. Can I do the problem yet? Nope. What do I need now? Another function. So let's say the g of x is going to be 4x minus 1. Now you should be able to tell me the final answer. Give it a shot. Put the phone away. I know you're not using it right this second. There's several phones out. If you could put them away for now. You could take them out at the end of the hour, and I'm fine with that. Yes? G of x is 4x minus 1.
What's x?
Right there. You can tell that G ate a 4. So the x is 4. Can you put this in the backpack?
Oh, yes.
That's right. All right, so we go from the inside out. On all hard math problems, you start on the inside out. So here's the inside, g of 4. Just one thing, stick a 4 in the g function. So you stick a 4 here. Noah, what do I get when I put 4 in?
16 minus 1.
Which is? 15, correct. Now, I take that 15, and what do I do with it? Well, this part here is 15. So now it's f of 15. Does anybody happen to know what to do when you put the 15 and you have to square it? What is 15 squared? Anybody got that? Yes?
225.
Correct. All right. There's several people that had their hands up. Sorry I couldn't get y'all. 225. That's called a composition of functions. All right. Now here's where it gets more complicated. What if there's a chart? F of x, g of x, and let's say and this is x, and let's say I put in 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 for x, and let's say f of x comes out to 2, 4, and 6. And let's say g of x is 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, let's first make sure you get how to read one of these charts. You don't have to copy this whole chart down. What I do want you to do is tell me, what's f of 3? Yes?
6.
Yep. Here's the f function. Here's the x equals 3. And you see how they overlap at 6? F of 3 is 6. Be honest with me. How many of you knew I was going to say 6? Okay, good. Then, let's do a more complicated one. What if I said f of g of 1? Where do you start all these problems? On the inside. Always start on the inside. Okay. Josh, g of 1.
2.
Yep, g of 1 is 2. Here's the g function, here's the 1, and they overlap at 2. That's 2. Now what are we supposed to do? Yes?
F of 2.
Perfect. Kai, f of 2 then.
It'd be 4.
It's 4. Here's f of 2, and they overlap right here at 4. So it's 4. Sweet. There's the answer. I'm done. F of 2 is 4, and the answer is 4. Raise your hand if you had that. All right, you guys are catching this, no problem. All right, so here's some overall big picture stuff. When they write it this way, I like you to think of the little O as an of. g of f of x. It means g of f of x. Said out loud, it's g of f of x. Okay, so do you get they can write it this way, or they could write it this way? So what if I said f o g x? Can you say that out loud for me? Sorry, I got you mid-yawn. How about you, Truckee? Say that out loud.
F
Yep,
O
Yep.
G
yep.
equals X.
Oh, close. F of g of x. It's like there's another of right here.
Alright.
If I'd have just had this, it would mean g of x. So then it's just an extra f of g of x. F of g of x. And it means the same exact thing as if I did this. It's like the f ate the g, which ate the x. Okay. Let's go to this one. What is g o f of 3? That's g of f of negative 3. And how do you start? Oh, it's on the inside. Stella, can you tell me what to do with that negative 3? It's being eaten by what? Yep. You would do the inside here, and it's f of that. So then I stick it here. And tell me what you think the answer is. Stella, can you do this one? F of negative 3, what did you get? Okay, it's right here. I'll take you off the hot seat and have somebody else pick it up. You got this one?
You put -3 in x, and then it's -3 minus 1, which is -4.
Negative 4.
-4 times 3 is a negative.
And negative 4 times the 3 makes negative 12. So that's negative 12. We're working from the inside out. Noah, can you finish this question?
-12 plus 4.
You're putting it right here, I think, right?
Yeah, so you get g of x is equal to 8.
G of x is equal to, this is called the absolute value of, and so the final answer you said is 8. You are correct. Nice job. The answer for that one is 8. Okay.
Absolute value -6 plus 4 absolute value.
So you're doing this right here, right? And you're sticking that into this equation over here.
And that comes out with 2, because it would come out with -2 if there was absolute value.
That would be -2, but then there's absolute value, so it's positive 2. So the final answer for the inside is 2. Am I right? Is that the right way to do it so far?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Take over from there before you fall asleep.
So then I put the 2 into the f of x problem, which is 3, and then 2 minus 1, which is 3.
So basically you're sticking it here,
Yeah,
and then what do you get?
3.
It's 3. Who had 3 before I even said it? Sweet. I think you guys get this. Okay. Now it had to go and change it to graphing, which it's not completely different, but it definitely is different. Where do you think we will start, sir?
Solve for f of 3,
Yep.
and then take whatever the result of that is.
So you're right. So what is the result of that? F of 3. Everybody find f of 3 and put a dot on it. F of 3. Did you guys put your dot right there? Because that's where x is 3, and you follow it up and you see that that's the spot. That's 3 comma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 comma 7. So what is f of 3 really? 7. So that's 7. All right. Truckee, take it over from there. I'm almost done. What do I have to do to finish this problem? I got to do f of 7. See that?
Yeah.
So then how do I do that? I go over to...
Go over 7.
Yup.
So it'd be 7, 0.
Close. This is actually 7. So I follow it up and it's actually right there. So it's not quite 0. It's the one before that. So it's actually this point right there. Pretty sure that's 7. So that's 7 comma 1. So then what do you think we should actually put? F of 7 is... You can't say 7 comma 1. You got to pick
1.
1. Because remember, this is x. This is the y of the point. All right, yes?
I'm pretty sure you went to 8.
Oh, crap. You're right. Sorry.
So it'd be 2 then?
2. You're right. Okay, so this goes to here. That's 7. So then the point's right there, which is 7 comma 2. Thanks for catching that. So this is actually 2. So the answer is 2 then. Does that make sense? So let's do it on the inside out again. That part, f of negative 1. I think you all can do this now. See if you can finish this. And I'll ask you to give me an answer. Start on the inside. Kiernan, when you did f of negative 1, what did you think the answer was?
3.
I agree, it's right there. And then f of negative 1 was 3, so I'm scribbling it out and putting in a 3. And now it's just simply f of 3. We already knew that one, and it is 7. How many of you had 7 before I said it? Okay, cool. All right, if you don't understand, you're welcome to come up and ask me for more help later. I do want to look at like one where there's 2 different colors like this. It's saying that g of x is the red one. You get how there's 2 graphs here? There's a red one and a black one. The red one is g. The black one is f. So, try this. Pause for a second. Kai, what did you get for g of negative 4?
I got 2.
Yep, it's that spot right there. So we go over to negative 4, and then on the red function, it's 2. So this is 2. So then, Beckett, what's that change the problem to now? Not the answer, but what's the problem now?
F of 2.
Correct. And what is f of 2?
3.
Over 2, up 3. It's that spot right there. He's right. It's 3. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Cool. I think you get this. So, there's just one more kind, and that is tables. And then we're on to your homework. So it's a nice, easy day. Olivia, where should we start on this one? Yes. Everybody try to figure out where that is and circle it. It's somewhere on the chart. H of negative 10. Boom. Did you circle there? Because it's the h function, and here's where x is negative 10. So you go over, and yay, it's 0. So this is all 0. Truckee, what's the new problem now? Not the answer, but the problem.
G
Yep. Of
H.
Yeah, but we already did that. So now we know it's g of 0.
Oh yeah, G of 0 equals.
Okay. So now, how do I do g of 0?
You go over to the GX.
Okay, somewhere in here then, right?
Yeah, and then you would go from start at the X.
Like
0x.
this?
Yeah.
I think that's
and
what you
then
mean.
it
Nice.
would be -1.
It is negative
0
1.
equals -1.
Very well. So g of 0 equals negative 1. Okay, how that works. We did the inside completely separately. When we're done with the inside, then we can do the outside function. Okay, so homework is just like that, and it's a Schoology quiz. And I'm gonna ask you to start it and finish it. You don't have to finish it, but at least get it started, and hopefully you finish it in class today, because this is a pretty easy day. I thought it was gonna be hard, and it turned out to be easy. That's always a fun surprise for the teacher.